Pales versus Pales versus the Vampire Counts here in this semi-final matchup between between Crusader and Reym here. So on the on the red side here, we do have the Vampire Counts brought to you by Reym, and he has 4 units of zombies, one of them being the Tithe, 2 units of Graveguard with 2 units of Skeleton Spearmen, 2 units of Blood Knights, a unit of Verix Reavers, Black Knights, Lancers and Barding. We then have a Black Coach. We also have a a Banshee with the banner. I always forget what that one's called. The Screaming Banner. We have a White King on the on a horse with Scab Scrath, the breath spell. And then we do have Vlad von Carstein on as the leader with the Carstein Ring, Master of Beguilement, Raised Dead, Invocation of Nehek, Aura of Dark Grandeur, and the Curse of Undeath. Then on the blue side here, we do have Crusader, who has brought 4 units of White Lions, 4 units of Lothran Seaguard, and then he does have 2 Star Dragons. And then on as his lord, he has Teclis with he has Teclis with Scroll of Hoeth, Potion of Chiroi, Flock of Doom, Enfeebling Foe, Net of Amontok, Great Arcane Conduit, Shield of Safri, Wild Heart, and Kindle Flame. Ooh. So here we go, guys. This is gonna be interesting. Double Star Dragon. I didn't realise that the rules didn't state Double Star Dragon when I was watching it, but I guess they're not as big a problem as they used to be in terms of breath, but they are still very strong. So we'll see about it, but we might have to knock that one in. Didn't see when I copied the rules from the last Blood God that wasn't specified, but it doesn't matter. Oh, Nathan getting his bet in just before the betting stopped, so good job there. As you see, the Star Dragons coming forward here with the aid of Teclis. Going to be looking for targets to start picking off. Obviously, those Dragon Princes, Blood Princes, sorry. Blood Knights even. I got my words so muddled today. The Blood Knights here are going to be target number 1. There's going to be a net put down on the Black Coach. Whether this will do enough damage to a Black Coach, we'll see. But let's have a look. And that's the Black Coach gone. And only specify Real Crystal. Yeah, I'll have to, for the next Blood God, I'll make sure Star Dragons are included in that. I thought they were. I must not have seen that. That's my bad. Someone call lightning strikes. Yeah. That that Black Coach though, just being obliterated. But the archers here gonna continue shooting in on these zombies and trying to wear them down, because they are a really good meat shield, as you'd expect from zombies, and the more damage you do to them beforehand, the better. But the Verix Reavers here looking to try and get in on something. Obviously, Lothran Seaguard are anti-large, but they only brace and stop charges if they're not shooting. So we'll see whether he turns them to Veric. But there's the net on top of the Blood Knights, and I can only assume here comes the double Star Dragon Breath, and there it is, right on the side. Not actually going to do too much damage though, actually. I mean, look at that damage. They obliterate a Black Coach in 2 milliseconds, but a Blood Knight, they only do like 1/10 of its health. But there would have been great. As you can see though, the front lines engaging. The the White Lions beating out the zombies and the Graveguard here, but the Verix Reavers causing them to flee with terror after being charged. But they are going to come back quickly, and we're going to see what's going on. Overcast Flock of Doom coming down here now on top of these, and it looks like the Blood Knights are being held down by these White Lions of Krace, who are also fighting this Graveguard. And the Star Dragons have come down on top of Verix Reavers, but the Blood Knights are being cycled in retrospectively to chase them down, but they are going to pull through back their own troops, and the Blood Knights are going to be cycled out of that battle. But a nice charge from the Star Dragon. There's a Master of Beguilement on top of one of them as well, but not really getting too much from it. Techless making sure he's still safe the whole time. There's the second net, and there comes the Dragon Breaths, which is going to hit one. It hit one model, and it didn't even kill them all. That one did a lot of damage though. That was a nice Dragon Breath. But as you can see though, the White Lions not really holding on too well anymore. They're starting to be bested by these by just the sheer amount of forces on top of them, and it's not looking too good. Maybe maybe had he breathed the actual units instead of the Blood Knights, he might have had a better chance here. But it looks like Crusaders slightly slipping here. The balance of power is still in his favour, but whether he can take advantage of that or not, we'll see. The Lothar and Seaguard that were engaged in that fight are retreating now, and the Graveguard continue to slaughter on here. These White Lions of Krace not really doing much. A nice Flock of Doom though, going to come down here, do quite a lot of damage to these units. The Blood Knights there are going to start routing actually and start crumbling, and that's a perfect unit to target with the Star Dragons. But the Invocation of Nehek is going to come down here, and the Star Dragons really letting their presence be known, and trying to get rid of those Blood Knights as quickly as they can that are involved. But as you can see here, the other Blood Knights are coming in and gonna try and do what they can. Looks like there's gonna be a zombie summon here on top of these White Lions, and trying to keep this dragon in, but he is gonna get away here. And oh, actually the Blood Knights are gonna catch him here, so it looks like the High Elves might not be as so in favor as they thought right now. But one of the Blood Knights is gone, and most of these units are very, very low. So, oh wait, no, look, there's the Blood Knight. So yeah, that one's still alive. Another Flock of Doom though coming in on top of those units, but Star Dragons not gonna let those Blood Knights survive. We're gonna try and get on them as much as he can. There's the Master of Beguilement pop though, and most of the High Elf forces now are completely gone, apart from the Star Dragons and Techless. And now the Blood Knights are really in this fight. They are starting to do a lot of damage to the Star Dragons. But there's the Invocation of Nehek, going to come down on the healthier of the two. And the zombies are going to try and come in and provide some help. But the Star Dragons actually doing a fairly decent job right now of killing off these Blood Knights. Techless is going to get involved here too, and try and do some more damage with the with his high abilities. But Vlad is also there. Scroll of Hoeth put down on top of him, going to be lowering that that ability recharge on his things. And as you can see though, the Star Dragon's trying to pull out here, but the Blood Knights and the White King here not letting up, and looks like he might actually get away here. Yeah, there's the lift off, and he is going to get away. Over here though, the vampires are very much killing their way through these Lothar and Seaguard that are left now, but most of the Graveguard units are very, very low. Techless as well. Oh, another Invocation on that coming out on that Blood Knight, and Techless is being a bit careless here and might even get caught if he's not careful. Blood Knight's trying to track him down here with the help of the Banshee and the White King and Vlad. Vlad just running along the back there like, wait for me. But these Lothar and Seaguard are actually holding off not too bad right now. They are only up against zombies and one unit of Graveguard, so probably to be expected. But the Dragon's going to come back down once again, and oh my god, that White King just took so much damage. There's the zombie summon as well, trying to keep those dragons pinned down here. But they are really starting to kill through these Blood Knights. But one of them is almost dead now. The Banshee and Vlad doing a lot of damage to them, and the even with the enfeebling foe put down on top of the Blood Knights, there's still a lot of damage coming out from these units. And it looks like one Star Dragon is going to go down here. The White King as well is still alive, so not the you really, if he's that low, he is going to crumble, but you really want to kill him quicker than that. But as you can see though, Blood Knight's going to continue chasing the other Star Dragon, but but the Banshee and Vlad are going to continue to attack the other one that is still alive. But he looks like he's going to try and get away here, but I mean, this is not going well at all. The Grave Guard probably should be enough to chunk through that, but Teclis is going to come and help now. Verrick's Reavers here, keeping the dragon down, obviously faster than Blood Knights, so they're going to be able to keep him pinned for them to come. Master of Beguilement also on top of him, so no, well, very small melee attack on to that. But semi-final ace match here between Reym and Crusader. Now we'll see who's able to come out on top here. Obviously, a lot of people thought Crusader would pick up the 2-0, but it's surprised a lot of people here, and and Reym surprised a lot of people, I think, in taking it to an ace game. Fuck's sake. Right. So here we go on River Velu once again, and on the red side here we do have the Tomb Kings brought by Reym, and he has brought us 2 units of Skeleton Horsemen. He then also has 1, 2, 3, 4 units of Skeleton Spearmen, 2 units of Skeleton Warriors, 4 units of Tomb Guard with Halberds, and then for his lead, he's got 2 units of Skeleton Archers and a 3rd unit of Archers with the Blessed Legion of Paha. He then, for his leadership, has 2 Tomb Princes here. Both of them are default but on horse. One of them also has Guardian, and then we do have Arkan the Black here with Tomb Blade of Arkan, Staff of Nagash, the Liber Mortis, Fate of Buna, Spirit Leech, My Will Be Done, and Life Leeching. And then for the Chaos, we do have Crusader, and he has brought us 3 units of Chaos Marauders. He then has, pardon me, he has 1, 2, looks like 4 units of Chosen Halberds and 3 units of Chaos Warrior Halberds. He then also has 3 units of Marauder Horsemen with Throwing Axes, and then as his leadership he has, there it is, as his leadership he has a Chaos Sorcerer of Death with Spirit Leech, Arcane Conduit, and Life Leeching. Don't usually see him very much on his horse as well. So let's let him know already. Oh, my caps lock was on. So yeah, looking fairly nice armies. It looks like Crusader's gone with the fairly usual kind of anti Tomb King build, but as you can see, it looks like Reym was trying to avoid that, but also trying to kind of take an anti, thinking that the double Shaggoth might come out. Obviously, thinking with the Halberds, but I really think the Chosen are going to come out on top there. Thank you very much, Oof. for the 128 viewers. Host there, welcome to the stream, guys. When did you get 128 viewers? Oof, that's really cool. Thank you very much. Welcome to the channel, guys. We are we're doing a multiplayer tournament at the moment, the BloodForTheBloodGod, and we're currently in the ace match here of the semi-final between ODM Reym and Crusader, and they've both been going at it hammer and nail, and we've come down to this decider game. So Chaos Sorcerer gonna charge in there, trying to get towards something that he can fate Abuna, but it looks like he spirit leeched the Archon there, and trying to get him down as quickly as possible before the combat starts to try and get rid of that Tomb Blade, as it is very, very powerful. But with the way Chaos is set up, they're going to have a massive uphill fight here, and with so much Tomb King infantry, it's going to be hard to try and take advantage of any flanks as well. But as you can see as well here, the Skeleton Horsemen doing their job and making sure the Marauder Horsemen here have a real problem trying to get in behind here. Thank you very much for the follow there, Wolfric. Very much appreciate it. Welcome to the club, man. So as you can see here, the archers continuing to shoot down on these Chaos Warriors. The the armor sundering of the Blessed Legion of Pahak going to be really kicking in there. It looks like there's going to be a Fate Abuna as well, but interesting he is chosen to focus so hard on the Chaos Warriors when there are chosen on the flanks here. But we'll see where that planning comes out in a minute. But trying to make sure this middle fight is as cleanly won as possible, so his halberds can help on the flanks as well. As you can see, the combined Archer Fire and Fate Abuna is going to cause the halberds here to rout. Over on the flank there, it looks like the Marauder Horsemen have managed to even up the odds here and take one of the Skeleton Archer Horseman Archers out relatively quickly. But in the flank here, looks like the Chaos Sorcerer is going to get caught out by the Tomb Prince, but is going to get away. Thank you very much, Zerza, for the follow. Very much appreciate it. Got some fat hosts today. Yeah, it looks like it. Oof, nice, good to see, man. It's good to see that you're getting those viewers, man. So as you can see here, the Chaos chosen on the outsides, pushing in these flanks and trying to reinforce this middle section. Obviously the archers doing quite a bit of damage onto this chosen as well, but the other chosen bobbing and weaving its way through those formations and finally getting onto one of those archer units. But the Marauder Horseman now being used to try and stop that Tomb Prince from attacking the Chaos Sorcerer, and the right flank of the Chaos is gonna falter here. The Chaos Marauders just not able to stand up to warriors and halberds. There's the Fate Abuna on the chosen as well, but the Chaos Marauders getting in behind nicely here and getting a lovely rear charge. But as you can see, the Chaos Marauders on each flank are beginning to falter, and with no help from these chosen, although they do look like they are being cycled in, this is not going too well for the Chaos player Crusader, and it could end up being an all ODM final right now. He is getting flanked by by the Tomb King units in the side here, and that could go very badly. But the chosen are pretty formidable, and they are cutting down those archers very nicely. Over in the back here though, the Skeleton Archers using their range with the help of the Tomb Princes to screen out the Marauder Horsemen to continue to damage them, and they are going to return to the fight here and try and pour on that pressure. But the Blessed Unit of Pahat is starting to rout here, and one of the chosen almost through onto those archers, but they are going to be pulled through these spearmen and kept relatively safe. But the chosen are going to try and get in on this middle engagement, but the Ushabti summon is going to come down on top of these Chaos Warriors and finish them off. But it is really starting to crumble for the Chaos here, and these chosen are not doing as well as you'd really want them to be doing. The Spirit Leech going to come off here on top of Ark and the Black. Alive Mortis in that center, going to be given everything that physical resistance. So the Chaos not going to be doing as much damage as they should be right now, and it is looking rather bleak. The chosen trying to shut down these archers are being slowly but surely cut down. One of the Chaos Warriors is going to get through the main line here and start pressuring. And the Marauder Horseman finding a gap as well. Going to get onto those archers that are causing so much damage right now. But it looks like it could be a little too late now for the Chaos units. It looks like there is going to be a... what was that was popped? I didn't quite see. Ah, there we go. An Arcane Conduit popped on the flank over on the Chaos Sorcerer in the flank. But as you can see, most of the Chosen units are beginning to get low and flee. And it's not coming out too nicely at all. The Chosen holding their own as much as they can, but the more units that are that are being killed here, it's freeing up others to just delay them. And as you can see, the archers once again continuing to pelt those Chosen halberds once again. But in the corner here, these Chosen halberds not doing too bad against these Tomb Guard. A charge from Arkan here, which might not be the greatest thing, especially while Spirit Leeched. They're going to continue to do damage, but there's the Live Immortus being popped, trying to get that heal, put back up by being in combat. But maybe not the best place to be in combat right now. As you can see, though, some of these halberds are starting to return to the battlefield, so maybe salvageable for the Chaos here. Apart from the halberds, there's nothing that can really do anything to the Chosen, and Arkan's gonna get locked down here by the Marauder Horseman. So very nice to keep on him. There's the Spirit Leech on top of him to counteract that Tomb Blade of Arkan, and it looks like this is probably going to be the end for him unless they can. Oh, it looks like they are going to rout it. And is he going to get away? He's got 200 HP left, and it looks like he's going to die. The Tomb Blade is still helping him, but only minorly, and this could be a turning point for them. Arkan is now dead, and and there's so many halberds alive. The archers are starting to run out of ammunition as well, and as you can see, these Chosen are very healthy. They're dealing with the last of these halberds very, very nicely as well. Reym doing a nice job here, though, of trying to keep these Marauder Horsemen off of the archers, but in doing that, he's running out of forces that can really help with this. Another Tomb Prince here is going to start falling, and that is going to be the end of that Tomb Prince as well, most likely. The hit points coming in hard and heavy. But the archers continuing to fire. They still have a fairly decent amount of ammunition, so they are going to continue doing work onto them. But as you can see, the Tomb Prince trying to run for his life. But all these Tomb King units that are left are beginning to die. The Marauder Horsemen are going to get around here as well and charge into those archers and continue to hold up that progress. As you can see as well, the Chosen that were on the left flank here are going to continue to are going to push their way through, and they're going to they're going to make sure that Tomb Guard is occupied now for these other units to shut down those archers. And what looked like a losing battle for the Chaos has been completely switched around from a lot of good play from Crusader here, and this Tomb Guard is going to die as well, and Reym is going to concede here, and that is going to be game. And Crusader is going to be going through to our final. So as you can see here, Chaos Marauders doing fairly decently for what they are. They were just a meat shield, but getting a few kills in. But as you can see, the real heroes here are the Chosen with 253, 129, 89, 147, cutting their way through those Tomb King units like a hot knife through butter. Reym got off to a very nice start there. Doing a lot of damage early on, but just not able to continue it through. The Marauder Horsemen plaguing those archers and just causing enough disruption for the Chaos to come back around and win it. So well played there to Crusader. Anyway, gotta go. Food time. Okay, oof. Yeah, see you around, man. Thank you very much for the host. It's very much appreciated, man. What was it? Your name took like 50 times to get it in. Yeah, my name is like with the O's and zeros. It does confuse a lot of people. So our final today, guys, is going to be between ODM, Daman, and Crusader here. So let's go have a look, see if the match is up. Doesn't look like they've got the matchup yet. So we'll just wait for them to we'll just wait for them to go ahead and start that up. Let's get the music going. I'll check the betting as well. So well done whoever did bet on Crusader. You've gone and won yourself some more meme coins. So well done, Clay. Where is Magic for Chaos? The Magic was the Lord Estriand. So the Lord was a Chaos Sorcerer of Death. Don't usually see it very often, but it seemed to have worked out fairly well. He only had Spirit Leech, which was kind of cool. But yeah. So let me get the music going. Alright, remove all. Wait, what happens? I left for 1 minute and Crusader brought it back. He did, yeah. You missed it, man. You missed it. He brought it back. So we're just waiting for the final to get set up. Let me just message the man. Oh. There we go. So just gotta wait for them to set up. It will be between Crusader, who we just saw then, and Daman. So should be a very good game. Both of them very experienced tournament players. So we'll see whether they're able to bring that experience to it. It is a best of 5 in this final. So we'll be here for a little bit of a while. So strap in them belts and grab a drink because we've still got one great set of games to come. Let me message Crusader as well. Crusader. There it is. Daman vs Crusader. Numpad. 1, 2, 3. Haha. So there we go. Both players in and ready to rumble. So let's just change these bottom properties. How have I chosen? Good unit. Yeah, just too good there, man. Just too good. Man. So Crusader. Let me just sort the betting out as well. Betting. So Daman will be option 0, Crusader will be option 1. So I'll just start that off now. You guys are 10 minutes. So let's see who's first pick. So Crusader. The map is Max on. So yeah, thank you for joining me here today, guys. Thank you very much to Oof as well for that massive host. I'm so used to him having like 4 or 5 viewers that when I saw 128, I was just like, what? Like usually he's nowhere near there. Yeah, how are you today, Wolfric? Good to see you, buddy. Thanks again for the follow. And thank you as well to Zerza as well. Very much appreciate all the follows we get here. So if you guys are interested in betting, if you're new here and you're not quite sure how the betting works, we have our own in-game, in-channel currency called meme coins. If you type !meme, we'll show you how many meme coins you get. You get more meme coins for following, subbing, and cheering, and you can use them on betting. We've also got some in-channel rewards as well for people that get like lots and lots of them. So it's just a fun little side thing we do in the tournaments and that kind of thing. But I need to get that command out for when people host me, so that it says like, go follow this person, the SO command. Yeah, so today's final, Crusader vs Daman. Crusader beating Gilded Griffin, Boyaka, Mazrim, and Reym to get here, while Daman beat, can only see some of Daman stuff, but he beat Hazard, then he beat either, I don't know what the bottom bracket was, because I can't see it, but then he beat Krablin in the semi-final to get here, so yeah, if you're interested in the brackets as well, guys, exclamation mark brackets, and you'll get the thing. Yeah, sorry about this, guys, just waiting on faction picks and bans. So, looks like Crusader here is going to ban the Wood Elf, sorry, and he's going to pick the Dark Elves here, so just waiting for Daman to go ahead and pick his one. Yeah, but that's because you're illiterate. I missed that, Zeza. Yeah, Oof's rather funny. So it looks like Daman's gonna bring the greenskins in here. Iron General just messaged me here. He wasn't able to make his game because he didn't turn up. He just messaged me then being like, I'm sorry, I fell asleep and set my alarm. Ban Dark Elves as Wood Elves. No, he banned the Wood Elves as Dark Elves, Napham. So anyone from Oof's channel, who hosted him today? Do any of you guys know? Just intrigued to see who's hosting him. I imagine like Nerd Rage maybe? Unless he's still streaming. I thought he'd still be streaming. Also as well, guys, if any of you are interested in joining the little tournament scene that we run here, we do have a tournament for you guys next week as well. Not next week, sorry, tomorrow. Get my days mixed up. And that is on at 4 PM, I believe. It's either 3 or 4 PM English time. And if you want to join, there's the link for it. Still time to sign up. Sign-ups won't stop until the tournament actually starts. So if you do want an easy way into the multiplayer scene, if you're not too sure on your skill level, or if you feel a bit meh about some of the other things in tournaments, this will probably be a good place to start. It's got some relaxed limits, and the gold is more than you usually see in the tournament scene. So a nice place to start for just a fun tournament. But it should be casted by my son HW as well tomorrow. He'll be like running the whole thing. I've just done the setting up for him. So here we go, guys, into the first match of this final today. So let's go ahead, pause that music. Someone hosted a streamer called Akkad that hosted him. Their name rings a bell for some reason, but I can't put my finger on why though. Hey Astro, how are you doing anyway? Good to see you, buddy. Anyway, into our first game here, and we do have the Dark Elves versus the Greenskins, and on the red side here we go Crusader with those Dark Elves, and he has brought us 4 units of Bleak Swords. He then has 3 units of Cold One Knights, 2 units of Hargoneth Executioners, a Reaper Bolt Thrower, and then a Cold One Chariot as well. Yeah, and then for his Lord he does have Malekith on Sephiron, and damn it, and he's brought the Stand Your Ground, Gaze of Malice, Soul Stealer, Chill Wind, Power of Darkness, Noxious Breath, Destroyer, and Spiteful Conjuration. Now, for the greenskins, we have a front line of Night Goblins. We have 2 normal Night Goblins, both rank 7. We then also have the 8 Peak Loonies and the Warlords boys. We then also have 4 units of rank 8 Nasty Skulkers. Sorry. We then have 3 units of Night Goblin Archers, one of them being the Rusty Arrows. 2 units of Goblins. Looks like 2 units of Night Goblin Squig Hoppers, and a third one being the Dirkit Squigs. And then we have a Forest Goblin Spider Rider and a Forest Goblin Spider Rider Archer. And then for the Lord, we do have Azag on his Flying Chicken with Wa, Foe Seeker, Fate Abuna, Spirit Leech, and Life Leeching. So yeah, those are the armor mix-ups. It's like Daman basically stole my Sneaky Stabby build, guys. What is going on? He's not even playing it right, guys. Look at this. He's not even playing Sneaky Stabby right. He doesn't have Foot of Gork. He doesn't have he's not Vanguard to put behind them. It's just disappointed. I'm just got my first 40k model. Nice. Did you get them pre-painted, or are you going to paint them yourself? So many gobos, yeah. Be interesting to see. I mean, obviously I run this kind of build as well, but I always start behind the enemy. So it's quite funny to actually see a very similar build to the one I use as a joke being used in the final of a tournament. Yeah, as you can see, Malekith's going to come forward, obviously suspecting it's a bit weird that he can't see anything. He's going to see the Night Goblin straight away and realise that this is a this is one of them armies. But as you can see, Foe Seeker being popped there just because of the threat of Malekith. He's going to get a Spirit Leech off. A nice chill win, going to do a lot of damage actually to those Night Goblins. But the Cold One Knights here going to come in and start doing some early damage. Obviously no anti-large whatsoever, but these Nasty Skulkers are going to be able to slow them down, and that's where the Archers are really going to come into hand here. So the Archers are really the anti-large units for the greenskins right now. And as you can see, look at that damage already. Just instant death. There's a Fate Abuna being put down on one of these Cold One Knights straight away. But now that all the units are visible, these Reaper Bolt Throwers are starting to do quite a considerable amount of damage. Now, as you can see, a lovely shot coming off there, hitting most of that the Warlord Night Goblin. But the Cold One Knights, as you can see, they have hit their rampage mode, and they are going to try and rampage through and do as much damage as they can. Azag is going to come down here and route that one off of the field here, and the Archers are going to continue to try and punish those Cold One Knights sat in the back there while these front lines engage. So the 8 Peak Luna should be way more than enough to deal with those Bleak Swords, as well as the other Night Goblins. They are very decent at killing Bleak Swords and other low units of that. But oh, there's the smoke bomb, but it's not going to catch Malekith. He's going to charge right on through here, and the Archer's trying to single him out, but he's gonna fear all of that front line, and there goes that front line, and that's going to be an issue. The damage is slowly falling on, but he's got no protection whatsoever for his Archers, and this is the issue you deal with if you take this type of build. You need to be prepared to be on point, because if you're off, if you do not catch everything the way you need it, this is what happens, and your entire front line collapses. Had he caught Malekith in that smoke bomb, that would have been a very different story. But there's the Soul Stealer on top of Azag, and all of these units are just being chased down now as they have routed through fear. But the Dirkit Squig is going to come down with the Squig Hoppers, going to come down on top of that Cold One Knight, going to try and do as much damage as they can. But Malekith is going to go after Azag, sorry, and he does have the War Pot, so the Squig's going to come in here and be a distraction force to keep Malekith pinned down, but most of the archer units are very badly damaged, and they have returned, so they can start dealing that damage they need to do to Malekith, but they need to be quick about it. Was Azag here coming down on top of that chariot as well, trying to do as much damage as he can. The other Cold One Knights though coming into the back of these of these Squigs, and they're going to start doing a lot of damage, but as you can see, the Rusty Arrows and the Night Goblins are going to continue to fire into Malekith, and even in their damaged state, they're going to do quite a lot of damage if they can stay protected. But it's going to be protecting them, that's the issue. A Spirit Leech as well coming in, and that it looks like the Reaper Bolt Thrower is going to get taken out here by the Forest Goblin Spider Riders, but Malekith is also going to get out of that exchange. And on top of Malekith, they still have 2 units of Haganeth Executioners to deal with, and it's just not looking too great right now. Wurzag is getting a bit cocky right now and is going to go after Malekith, and I can tell you now, this is only going to end one way, with Malekith chowing down on chicken tonight, because Wurzag possibly has one of the worst attacks, air versus air attacks in the game. He constantly misses it or just doesn't attack at all, and it's just really bad. But the Archer's going to try and give him some support here, but Malekith is going to move away. And as you can see, the Goblin force is starting to become stretched very, very thin now, and there's still a lot of high tier infantry and things left on the field. But as you see, Dragon Breath going to come through and get rid of the rest of that front line. Malekith also going to come down and try and get rid of that Night Goblin. But as you can see, Azag just took so much damage from that from Malekith in that small engagement, and that's just how squishy he is and how bad at attacking. He didn't actually do any damage to Malekith, and he's going to rout here actually, and it is very much in Crusader's favour right now. Malekith still very healthy and nothing to protect these archers. A Gaze of Malice is going to come in and just wipe out them archers, and it looks like this is all but done for the Gobbo army, and they're going to run with their tails between their legs and lose to this Dark Elf force. Well done, Crusader, on taking the first game here. Daman obviously looking to try and bring more of a fun build into the equation, and just not able to pull it off. But I didn't see any use of his Fanatics there either, and you really want to be using them Fanatics on the 8 peak loonies, but we'll see. Yeah, as you can see, just nothing really coming out. The Skulkers did decently actually, 43-32 against what they were, but yeah, overall just not really enough coming out from them. Goblins 127, 263. Just a very nice Dark Elf army to sweep those Gobbos aside. Gonna paint them myself. Yeah, right. Hey Blurg, how you doing today? Good to see you, buddy. So let's get the overlay back up. So Crusader taking a 1-0 lead in this best of 5 with a very convincing performance there, sweeping Daman's Gobbo army aside, and giving himself the kind of start you really want to be getting at the beginning of a final. You really want to take that first game, get that motivation going and that momentum as well. Just try and carry you through, because we've seen momentum be quite a powerful thing. We've seen people lose it from being one way from winning, and lose it because they give up a round and the other person just steamrolls through the rest of them. Hey Shavanke, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. I was going to put the music on, I completely forgot. So if you guys want to do the betting, there we go. Let's see what they're deciding to pick and ban. So Daman and ban. Hey from Rhymes, my poet, and didn't even know it, guys. So Daman's going to play the Dark Elves, and it's going to ban out the Tomb Kings here. So we'll see what Crusader decides to do here. But thanks everyone for coming and playing today. I very much appreciate it. Very much appreciate all the hosts and followers we've got today as well. So thank you very much. And still got several. Well, hopefully it'll go to all 5 rounds. But these are 2 very skilled players. But obviously a lot of people did see Crusader go ahead and win against Soothsayer last weekend. So I think a lot of people will be seeing whether it was a one-off or if he's got the consistency as well. The 50 meme coins hazards. That all but confirmed win, and then losing it because Reym beat Crusader. Gotta love it. Thank you very much. Fanboy Philly 1 for the follow. Very much appreciate it. Welcome to the club, man. How are you today? So, oh, wrong button. So yeah, just waiting on Crusader right now to give his stuff. Gotta guess it now. Yeah, you gotta guess now. You never know.
High Elf incoming. Yeah, I could see High Elves. They do have a good record against Dark Elves. Could see a Wood Elf come out as well. I do need to watch the Crusader vs Soothsayer matchup because apparently it was a really good one right down to the wire. So I'll be intrigued to see that. I always like watching Soothsayer as well. It's always very, very entertaining.
Yeah, welcome to the club, Hal.
Thank you very much for the follow, Blur. How are you doing today? Imagine he picks Dowie. Yeah, right. Picks Dowie against Dark Elves. Wonder why he loses. Oh, I don't think anyone would pick Dowie into Dark Elves. Not willingly. you just be asking to lose. Are there any factions that are so bad you shouldn't use them at all in multiplayer? I wouldn't say there's anything to that extent anymore when it comes to multiplayer. The worst faction at the moment is probably a toss-up between Empire and Greenskins, I'd say. And even then, both of them are still viable factions. So it's one of them things where there's nothing you should absolutely never use. Just the worst factions just have specific matchups that they can win. So yeah, I don't think Greenskins are the worst. I think Empire's the worst personally, because Empire has just as many matchups you should avoid as the Greenskins. But yeah, you called it right in. There's the high elf pick from Crusader, and we'll see what they decide to do here. Daman is ready to rumble, so let's see what they take to activate the bet. Yeah, if you guys want to put bets down, option 0 for Daman, and the Dark Elves option 1 for Crusader, and the high elves. Oh, pardon me. They take real skill and trickery. Yeah, I'd say that Empire and Greenskins now are just you gotta play very well with them. You gotta like have a real set game plan against the faction you're going against. So Time Guys and Turkey Dinner betting on Crusader, and Shabanke joining them as well, thinking he's going to continue his winning ways here and go for a 2-0 lead in this best of 5. Natham as well joining them. So very much a Crusader win. A lot of people seem to be thinking, hate this matchup. I'm going to skip betting this time. I like I mean I think I always have the advantage in this matchup, but I'm intrigued. So I can see the man's build, whereas you guys can't, and I'm intrigued to see how it goes because I think it'll be a good matchup. It is a good matchup, both in terms of factions and players. You know, Crusader was a tournament player when I was a tournament player. He's been playing for that long. I was a tournament player at the start of Warhammer 1 when I used to play, all like in the top tournaments. And Crusader was one of the people that used to play as well. So he's been here for a long time. So let's go ahead and get into this matchup. I love High Elf vs Dark Elf grudge matches. Yeah, double Hydras. Yeah, he's not bringing double Hydras, I can tell you that. I can wait to see my boys. Dragon Princes, I reckon, edgy Dark Elves. He's gone for a long time as well, though. Yeah, he was gone for a long time, actually. But yeah, not as long as I was. I never returned. I came back to be a caster. But yeah, anyway, here we go, guys, into round number 2 of this best of 5 with Crusader winning 1-0. So on the red side here, we do have the High Elves, and they're brought to you by Crusader, and he's brought us 2 units of Illyrian Reavers, 3 units of Dragon Princes, 4 units of Lothran Sea Guard, 2 units of Archers, and then he has a Frostheart Phoenix, and also has Teclis on a horse with, where'd he go? And Teclis has Potion of Chiroi, Flock of Doom, Enfeebling Foe, Net of Amontok, Greater Arcane Conduit, Wild Heart, and Shield Safari. And then for the blue side here, we do have the Dark Elves, and I can tell you his army even without looking at it because I remember what it is. 4 units of Cold One Chariots, 4 units of Cold One Knights, 3 units of Dread Spears, and we do have Malekith somewhere in here. Where did he go? Where did Malekith go? Malekith on his Cold One as well, with Gaze of Malice, Stand Your Ground, Soul Stealer, Word of Pain, Power of Darkness, Destroyer, and Spiteful Conjuration. So here we go, guys, both players ready, and these chariots going to be looking to do some wrecking very quickly, but there are quite a few obstacles for them to get around. Looks like he pulled the Illyrian Reavers back somewhere else, actually. Oh wait, no, he's actually managed to sneak him around, so very, very sneaky there, but there's not really going to be anything he can get on top of here. The obviously the chariots there going to be engaging onto that Frostheart, who's going to be dodging left and right, kiting those arrows away, but Crusader does have to be careful here. Obviously, if he gets too close and reveals them Illyrian Reavers, they're going to get chased down and killed very, very quickly. And there's only spears really for him to attack, and the same kind of goes for the Lothran Sea Guard here. But obviously, if they get charged with a chariot, if they're not braced, they're gonna take a lot of damage. But the Frost Phoenix here being used very nicely to try and waste away as many of them arrows as he can. But they are a unit. They are units that. They are units that use up that ammunition very, very slowly, just because of like the lack of actual projectile throwers. As you can see,
There's only two crossbowmen on each one. But there's a mass net of Amantok here. And these Dragon Princes are going to get there before anything here can respond. And even using the Illyrian Reavers here to try and bait some of them away. But they are going to get charged here by these Dragon Princes. And but they've actually done more damage than anything. And there's the Word of Pain coming down. And there's also the Soul Stealer on top of the Dragon Princes. And they just took a hell of a lot of damage from almost nothing, really. The obviously the armor piercing missile damage really working its magic on those Dragon Princes, with the Soul Stealer also helping as well. But there's the Word of Pain. For those of you that don't really see the spell, it leaves like a glyph on top of them all, and lowers their melee attack, defense, and so on. But as you see, the Illyrian Reavers here just being a nuisance in this back line, really, just trying to use as much of it as they can to pull units away. But Daman very soon will probably realise that he has no threat to fear from them, and it's gonna be no issue for him whatsoever. The Lothran Sea Guard and the archers though continuing to fire, but obviously the high armour of the Cold Wind chariots is gonna negate a lot of that damage, and it's not gonna be looking too great here for the High Elves. Usually High Elves are ones that come out, but it is a rather weird build, and this is the risk you pay sometimes for taking the weirder and wonderful builds of these factions. Yeah, the Illyrian Reavers being kept back for now. Gonna be, I imagine they'll be used mainly to try and shut down them chariots from this point. But as you see here, the Dragon Prince is coming in for a charge on these unbraced Dread Spears, and gonna get a nice one off at that. Gonna knock away like 90% of the unit. Look at the damage that Dragon Princes do on unbraced Spearmen. It's just absolutely crazy. But as you can see, the chariots have done quite a bit of damage as well. But Malekith's in a bit of an awkward spot now. The Dragon Prince is there, going to be dealing a bit of damage, but he is going to come out on top, and the Cold Wind Knights are there to reinforce him. But now the units are, oh, a lovely Gaze of Malice there, going to take half of that archer unit out roughly. And Daman is just going to completely overrun these front lines. As you see, the chariots just massacring that Lothran Sea Guard. And there is going to be an enfeebling foe cast down here, but maybe a little too late to really do anything. The chariots are really working their magic right now. But on the right flank, the Dragon Princes and the Frost Phoenix are actually doing really well. So it's just the left flank right now that is showing signs of weakness. But the Illyrian Reaver is going to charge in the back here. Word of Pain again put down on top of those Dragon Princes. They're going to have 0 melee attack. They're not going to hit anything for a while, and that is probably going to be them dead as well at this point. The Lothran Sea Guard is starting to crumble now with the repeated charges from the Cold Wind Knights through their own units, and it's really started to do a lot of damage. Teclis here is just chilling, but he has no heal, so he has no heal here, so it's gonna be an issue. The Potion of Charroy, they're gonna heal him up, but with no regrowth or anything else to help other units, they are really suffering. That left flank has actually broken now, and Teclis is being used to try and substitute some damage here, but it's just not going well right now. Those Dragon Princes are gonna retreat here, and it looks like Daman has completely read into what Crusader was going to bring and has brought the perfect build to take it out. These chariots are absolutely massacring everything in sight, and there is nothing these High Elves can do about it. And I mean, if you imagine if we'd had Phoenix Guard instead of Dragon Princes, this would have been a very different story. But yeah, it's just not going too well at all right now, and it looks like this is going to be the end. The Frost Phoenix here trying to do what it can. Trying to do what it can against these chariots, but it is going to get swarmed sooner or later. Teclis wandering around trying to find something where he can help with, but there is nothing right now that he can do the Cold One Chariot going to charge into those Dragon Princes and pull them in and try and deal with them. But it's looking very, very bleak unless some crazy Frost Phoenix tactics come into play. We are probably going to be seeing the High Elves lose here, but I mean, we have seen Crusader turn it around before. Whether he's able to or not now, we'll see, but he doesn't really have anything here that can deal with Malekith, and that's what the issue is. And the Frost Phoenix as well is having trouble itself trying to fight him, and it's just not going well whatsoever. These Dragon Princes are about to die. The Word of Pain coming down once again, and is going to stop them. I love the sound it makes. The just sounds really cool. But yeah, it is starting to crumble, and Crusader is going to realise he is losing and is going to withdraw from this round. So well played, Daman. Very well reading into what Crusader was going to bring, and doing a very nice job of enacting that plan too. Yeah, Chariots and the Cavalry just doing everything they needed to do. But yeah, there just really wasn't much that the High Elves could do with that build. Crusader wants me to lose all my coins today. The Chariot's 100% with the MVPs there. So who bet on Daman? Ziva getting the Daman pick up there. Only 1 out of 7 people voted for Daman. So yeah, unfortunately not working out for those other people. Keep it coming. So let's have a look. Boosh. Put the face cam back on. You can't take him down without AP. It looks like, yeah, Dragon Prince has just got absolutely mullered by him. Looks like Daman has this. Yeah, he played that really well. Yeah, the units were blob when you put that Soul Stealer down, Viking. What happened to all your meme coins? Oh, it's because you changed your name. Oh my days, I forgot to mention that to you. I know, you've got like no meme coins or hours now, Viking, because you changed your name. The system doesn't recognize who you are. That's what it is. I forgot. Yeah, it's not because you lost them on Migza. It's because you changed your name. It doesn't recognize you anymore because the system runs off names. What actually killed the Dragon Princes? Probably a combination of the original Chariot Fire, like Archfire. It does a lot of damage to that kind of stuff, and just the Cold One Knights when they were all engaged. Word of Pain was Daman used that very nicely in there. Crusaders pick and ban. Let's change that quickly. So Daman tying the series up there, so we're definitely going to be seeing 4 games at least today out of this matchup. It'll either be a 3-1 to someone or it'll be a 3-2, so got something to look forward to here. Yeah, Soul Stealer and shots from the Chariot, yeah. Slap of the best. Slap of the best, man. Word of Pain doesn't do damage. No, it doesn't. The Word of Pain is a really good spell though, that's what I meant. And it does lower attack if it's overcast. It lowers defense if it's overcast as well, which one of them was. Yeah, it's one of the like least rung Malekith spells, but in the right situation it can be really good. I struggle to call any unit with Rampage Roll Designs, yeah, right? But yeah, if they overcast it, it does 44 melee attack and 27 melee defense. I prefer Soul Stealer, Windblast, try that, that's enough I think. Yeah, but Word of Pain, as you see there, it's really good on them like tough units like Dragon Princes, units that are very, very strong for what they do. So Crusader just seems to have stepped away for a moment. So I'm actually... Right, okay, I'm going to quickly go for a cigarette while these guys do their stuff. There's the betting. You guys have 10 minutes to get that in. So enjoy. I'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. We still have more to come. Ladies and gents, I have returned. So it looks like Crusader, has banned Tomb Kings to pick vampire counts. Daman seems to be picking his choice and decided on what faction to bring against them. Obviously, we did see Reym earlier go ahead and beat the High Elves vampire count. So don't usually see that one very often. That was a good match to watch. So see what Daman decides to pick here. But smart ban on the Tomb Kings there. Obviously, probably the faction that they suffer the most against nowadays is the Tomb Kings. Obviously, the Necrosphinx and the War Sphinx are just way too much fun to deal with, really. I prefer to slap at a base. Slap at a base, man. You are so weird sometimes, Romulan. Also, as well, guys, for any of you interested in playing in any of the tournaments we do or anything like that, we do have one tomorrow as well. A bit more of a relaxed tournament compared to like Blood for the Blood Gods. It's more of a Blood for the Blood God. This one today is more of a kind of a top tier tournament. It's got some very heavy restrictions on it for the most part. But we do have one tomorrow called the Outdoor Proving Grounds, which is a lot more kind of relaxed, and it's also got some more gold for players to play with as well. I almost copied that into the wrong bit because I'm smart like that. Yeah, if you guys are interested, you can sign up here. All the information you need on that, on restrictions and rules and stuff, is in the link as well. So if you want to join that, definitely check that out. So
So it looks like the Wood Elves are going to be brought by Daman here, and this is a very classic matchup. I haven't seen this for a while. This used to be one of the biggest matchups, especially in Warhammer 1 back in the day. Yeah, if you guys want to do your bets, you've still got 3 minutes to get those in, so if you do want to get them in. If you want to check your meme coins in the channel currency, !meme, and you'll be able to see your hours on the stream and the amount of meme coins you have. If you want some more meme coins to play with, like the bets and the other things we have in the channel, then you'll want to hit that follow button. That'll give you some subbing and cheering, also give you meme coins as well. So, but yeah, we're currently 1-1 in the best of 5 final today, guys, and it's been quite a good tournament actually. A lot of the games we've seen today have been very good, and some of them have been really topsy-turvy in the ways they were going. Like they look, especially Crusader versus Reym in that ace match. It looked like Reym was going to knock him out, and then Crusader managed to pull it back. But it looks like Daman is ready to rumble, and just waiting on Crusader to finish up his build. So Time Guy's thinking Daman's going to take this, but Shivanke thinking otherwise, thinking that Vampire Counts and Crusader is going to go ahead and take the 2-1 lead here. Hipster as well, also thinking that Crusader is going to go ahead and take this one as well. So a lot of faith in the Vampires, which you don't usually see a lot of the time. So we'll see how this one goes. Yeah, still got a little bit of time, guys, to get those bets in. Have a look at the timer. Yeah, you got 1:30 when I say this, so probably about 1:15 by the time you actually hear it. So if you do want to get them bets in, then go ahead. So here we go, guys, into game number 3 between Daman and Crusader in the Blood for the Blood God number 6 final. So we'll see who will be the bloodiest today, and who is going to take the match take the tournament today. So we will find out now. So let's have a look. We do have the Wood Elves versus the Vampires on Aymara Swamps. And let's go ahead and do the unit rundowns here. So on the Vampire accounts, we do have Crusader, who has brought 4 units of Skeleton Warriors, 3 units of Graveguard. He then has 3 Vargeist, sorry. Looks like 3 units of Felbats, a Terrorgeist, and then a Red Duke on the Zombie Dragon. And he has got Elsif, Foeseeker, Raised Dead, Invocation of the Heck, the Dragon Breath, and the Curse of Undeath. And then for the Wood Elves, we do have Daman, and he has brought 3 units of Eternal Guard. He then has 4 units of Hawk Riders, a Sisters of the Thorn, a Glade Rider, and then he does have a Forest Dragon as well. He then has the Spellsinger of Life with Earthblood, Power Stone, and Life Bloom. And then for his Lord, he does have the Glady with Prayer of Reym on the Forest Dragon. So here we go, guys. To see, this is like a proper classic Wood Elf Vampire setup as well. The air contention is very high, and I think the Wood Elves are actually rather unprepared. But this Sisters of the Thorn though could be a very deciding issue. Obviously having Prayer of Reym and the Shield of Thorns AoEs, so that would definitely be something that they want to be doing straight away. Blade Riders as well here, going to be taking some pot shots at those Felbats, but not really too much coming out of it as of the moment, but they're going to continue shooting in, see what they can also catch. They are rather blobbed up in the air here, so we'll see what they manage to do. Although Crusader here, moving his forces up, going to be looking to try and get them ground units tied down as quickly as they can, but as you see, the Glade Riders doing marginal damage to these Felbats, but not really too much. But as you can see, they are beginning to get screened out now by the infantry units being moved by the Vampires here. But the Graveguard backing up these Skeleton Warriors. You don't want to be charging in if you can help it with these units. But as you can see, the Hawk Riders here being microed onto the Graveguard here, they're going to start firing down some shots. And as you can see as well, the Glade Lord shots coming down on top of the Skeleton Warrior. But yeah, Glade Guard being the initial focus here for these Hawk Riders, and going to be trying to get as much damage down onto them as they can. But the shields right now, most of the shots hitting the front of the unit still, so the shields are blocking a decent amount, but as they begin to become side on, they're going to start doing a lot more damage. Sisters of the Thorn here going to get a nice charge off onto these Skeleton Warriors and do a bit more damage. I think it might have been better, instead of Skeleton Warriors, maybe take Skeleton Warriors Spearmen. But where it goes, they are currently in charge mode, so they're going to be charging at those Glade Riders and those Sisters of the Thorn, trying to keep them pinned back, so this air fight is as clear as it can be for these for this. I mean, if I was Daman, even with the air units I had, I'd still be slightly terrified of this flying force, especially considering how much ground forces there is as well. 4 units of Skeleton Warriors and 3 of Graveguard is not something you really want to be fighting against when you've got an air unit, because these Eternal Guard won't be able to stand up to them. But both players being very hesitant right now with their fine units. Obviously trying to get as much work from the Hawk Riders as he can with those arrows, and the Eternal Guard moving away as well, trying not to get caught in combat by these Skeleton Warriors and the Graveguard.
Yeah, it looks like the Hawk Riders now are being pressed forward here, and we'll see what happens here. They're gonna keep going, and they're gonna aim for these Felbats, but they are gonna pull back once they realise they are a bit far away from their dragon reinforcements, and the Eternal Guard is just being ignored really by. Oh, but there's the first commitment here from the dragons, and the Felbats are springing into action now. Oh, yeah, so it looks like the Felbats are going to come down on the dragons here and try and keep them on the ground, but they are going to actually get up, and Crusader is going to pull them back. Yeah, the Eternal Guard just trying to run away, making sure they're not really taking any damage, while this Graveguard continue to push us forward. But there's still some relatively healthy Graveguard units, and you know, these Felbats are doing what they're supposed to. They're just soaking up any unaimed fire, and most of the shots are just going through. They're not hitting the units, so you know, that's really what you want from those Felbats. A nice breath from the Terrorgeist there, but not so nice from the Dragon. Gonna miss mostly because they put it both on the same unit. The Terrorgeist breath pushing everything aside, away from the Red Duke's breath there, so not the best. But those Graveguard and Skeleton Warriors are starting to form up, and they're trying to pincer in this Eternal Guard in the trees. But as you can see right now, the the Eagles, well, the Hawk Riders here, still continuing to try and hit those Felbats, and maybe a bit of a waste of ammo in the long run, because once these all get into combat, the Felbats are all probably going to be close in the air together, and those heals are going to come in. So we'll see what happens there. But one of these Skeleton Warriors is around the side. The Graveguard and another one here getting charged by the two dragons. But it looks like the Felbats are coming in now. They're going to try and stop these Eternal Guard from running away. And there's the Foe Seeker as well, popped by the dragon. And it looks like they're going to go ham on these Eternal Guard, try and keep them down as much as they can. There's going to be a summon here on top of them, a Skeleton Warrior summon. There's the Invocation, there's the Earthblood, sorry, on top with the extended duration on top of them, and everything is coming down now. And let's see how this one pans out. It's just a massive clusterfuck of units right now. There's the Invocation of Nehek on top of everything, and it's just going to be a massive. There's the Shield of Thorns and the Curse of Anra here as well. And these Hawk Riders are going to be trying their best here. Prayer of Aneth Reym are coming out on one of the Vargeist as well. Vargulf, sorry. No, yeah, Vargeist, yeah. And everything is just diving in here and trying to get a piece of the action. It's actually really hard to tell right now what is going on, but it looks like the Vampires are starting to come out on top, and the Hawk Riders are beginning to rout here. One of them is going to be instantly routed, and it's just a massive clusterfuck of units right now. The Dragons coming down. As you can see though, the Forest Dragon's in some real bad problems right now. The Terrorgeist has been hitting it rather nicely, but there's the Earthblood coming out, trying to force his way through these units, but he is being chased here by the Red Duke, so looks like oh, look at that speed though. Damn, not letting her get away, and trying to keep on top of her as much as she can, but looks like the Vampires are really coming out on top for the most part. Looks like most of the Hawk Riders are gone or about to go, and I mean right now the Spellslinger of Life is just flying up there. One of the Vargeist can get off the ground. That could be a good thing to do, but as you can see, the Red Duke now chasing this Forest Dragon, getting some nice hits in there as well with that Foe Seeker. So we'll see how that goes. The Terrorgeist is back in the air as well, and there's another Earthblood coming down, and the Dragon is really helping out this fight down below, but there's just such a large amount of units. And there's the Invocation of Nehek from the Red Duke, and he's going to be returning to help this fight. As you can see though, the Forest Dragon being kept well back. Daman is looking to bring him back in though, and it looks like the Spellslinger has dove in as well, but it looks like she is going to be the target of the Terrorgeist, and damn, that's some big hits right there. The Spellslinger of Life being focused by absolutely everything here, and she is going to get away though. There's the second summon coming in as well. Probably just a zombie at this point. Yeah, there's the zombie summon. And the Sisters of the Thorn as well, going to die here. Dragon Breath on top there, but not going to do anything. And the Vargos, sorry, are starting to go after the Glade Lord and some of these other units. But there's the Prayer of Aneth Raymer, and a nice hit there as well. But another Earthblood coming out on top of the Glade Lord, but the El Sith coming out as well. So the melee defense is extremely lowered, and there is going to be an Invocation of Nehek once again, and dragons in the middle fighting, and there goes one of them. I don't know who did the damage to who in that exchange, but that was a rather heavy exchange nonetheless. And Sisters of the Thorn shield coming in, and a Curse of Anra here too, but it looks like the Forest Dragon's not getting away right now. There's the Breath, but it's actually going to do more damage to the Felbats here, and we'll see what's happening here. But the Spellslinger of Life is still alive, and it does look very one-sided right now. And the balance of power bar is also saying that as well. All these flying units though do need to... Oh, the Spellslinger of Life getting brave right now, deciding that now is the time to strike against this zombie dragon. But where's the Terrorgeist? The Terrorgeist is still down there on almost full health, just trying to get through and do as much damage as it can. The Red Duke has also come down as well to try and do some more damage, but the Forest Dragon here gonna come out and try and do more. An Invocation of Nehek purely on the Red Duke, trying to keep him topped up. But yeah, most of these Wood Elf units are running or dead. There's a zombie Dragon Breath coming in, but it's actually going to hit all the trees and not do any damage. And this Forest Dragon's about to rout as well, and it has routed. And there's the mass rout from everything else. And Crusader is going to take the third round here and make it 2-1 in his favor. That was just a bit of everything really. 102 kills from that Forest Dragon, not too bad, and some decent kills, but just not enough. Daman getting out-aired, I guess you'd call it, and very nice play from Crusader then. Oh, so Crusader very well played. But yeah, that was just one massive clusterfuck of flying units all in there. But yeah, never really seen Hawks vs Vargos. I think most of them landed. Yeah. The problem is you got to start the base. Yeah, I think this matchup is go big or go home. Yeah, and they both went big. They both went big, and Crusader just coming away with that exchange. And I think in the air battles, I think an epic battle of his cheese is the smelliest. Yeah, but Crusader playing very well there, and you know now he's one away from winning if he can take this match against against the man. The Star Dragon single target damage still seems good. Yeah, it does still seem good. Sorry, my voice is like dying all of a sudden now because of that match. I was just like, oh, and then this is happening, and then this is happening, and now my voice is dying. Oh. So well done everyone that did bet on Crusader there. You're a little bit meme coin richer, so Shabankate and Dipster, well done guys. So I can't believe how popular my review was for the Thrones of Britannia. It's like the second most popular one. I only rated it last night and it's got like 370 people. See what Crusader decides to bring, because obviously he's already played High Elves as well, so two of the biggest Tomb King counters already off the board. So you've still got Dark Elves and Lizardmen, both of them semi-counters. Both of them semi-counters for the Tomb Kings, but we'll see what he does decide to bring. Crusader going to increase that VC win rate and get them nerfed. Yeah, right. It's my meme. Oof. Yeah, against VC, you already got me there. So, you thought wrong, never speak again. Vital play. Not on YouTube, no, I actually just wrote a Steam review. I can link it for you if you like. Wow, Oof has 21,000 meme coins. What? What? How did you get 21,000 meme coins? What the fuck? Oh shit. Oh, I bet I know what it is. Because you get 100, when you host someone, it gives them 100 meme coins, but I actually think it gives them 100 meme coins per person that they bring to the stream. So when he brought like 128, he probably got like shit tons of meme coins. I come to the stream for dance music and J-Hope stuttering. Do you know what, right, Roman? You can fuck off. I should just time you out just for that. Stuttering. I only stutter occasionally, and of course the yawns. I fucking hate you guys. I don't know why I bother. Oh.
Wow, so it looks like Crusader's going to go with Bretonia here. So I'll start the betting off. Twitch yawns. No Liverpool jersey today. No, not today. It's hanging up because I watched it. I washed my clothes yesterday, so. You know what, Roman Dog? Okay, I say because I love you. I don't care. It's not my fault. There's just too much information to say. We have same here, like Dragonheart with Sean Connery. I don't even want to go ahead and try to do a Sean Connery. I can't do a Sean Connery impersonation. It's not good. But I'm like the dragon and you're Sean Connery. He's just got such a weird voice though. But I'll take being Sean Connery. He's James Bond. You know, James Bond's a badass. It's Viking, please, not Viprint. Oh. Yeah, it's not Viking Prince, Romulan. It's Viking Princess. Get it right. You're going to lose tomorrow, Scouser. I'm sad to tell you that. Nah, Shivanke, nah, you're dreaming, mate. You're dreaming. Salah is going to destroy you, mate. Salah and Firmino just going to tear you to shreds, boy. Popular time, guys. Betting on Daman, thinking Daman's going to come ahead with this one and tie it up and take it 2-8. Best of 5 ace game. Easy peasy, Miss Money Penny. The time is now. Sean Connery voice into it. I can't do a Sean Connery. Oh, hello. It's just, I don't have the the vocal cords for it. It's a really weird voice because it's like deep but also squeaky. Did you bet all your meme coins? Oof. Wait, where did all your meme coins go, Oof? You had 20,000 of them a second ago. Maybe it was a mistake. Sean Connery stream, alright. I'll just get a picture of Sean Connery and stick it over on my cameras. You were kind of gambling thing on the stream. Oh no, you didn't. I didn't realize that was still up. Oh my days. That guys is how you lose 20,000 meme coins in about 30 seconds. If you click on the bottom right corner, there's a extensions, and one of them's a gamble thing. I thought I'd disable it, but I hadn't. and you've just lost 20,000 meme coins on the scratches. That's worse than Gully Gobbo is when you bet on fucking Iron General to beat Red Zell. Oh my days. Oh, oof. What do you like, huh? What do you like? You redeemed a Steam ad. I've already got you on Steam before. I'm not gonna give you the meme coins back. I'm gonna accept that. That's what you get. That's what you get. Redemptions. Accept. Info. Profile. Epic 123. Oh my days. So yeah, we are just waiting on both the players to finalise their build. So we're going to be seeing Tomb Kings versus the Bretonians. Crusader is currently winning this final 2-1, and we'll see how it goes. We'll see whether Daman with the Tomb Kings is going to go ahead and tie it up, or if Crusader is going to take the win for the lady and come away with the final today. And plus, to be fair, Robin, I don't quite have the beard for Sean Connery. I mean, like, I've got like a tiny bit like across here, unless he shaved himself to look like a someone with a really small beard. And but here we go, guys. Can't believe I still can't believe fucking scratches, man. You're such a dumbass, Oof. Anyway, on to the match here. So we do have 4 units of peasant bowmen, all of them just the normal ones. We then have 4 rank 8 and 9 men at arms with pole arms. It looks like we have 1, 2, 3 units of Grail Knights, 2. I can tell you expect me to repeat that, but it's right on the money. Sorry, yeah, and 3 units of Knights Errant. What did you? Stop spamming me with Steam Enters, Jesus Christ. Yeah, and then for their lord, they do have the Prophetess of Life on her horse with the Arcane Conduits, the the Scepter of Stability, Regrowth, Earthblood, Life Bloom, and Aura of the Lady. And then for the Tomb Kings, we have the Chosen of the Gods, Ush-Habti Greatbows. We then have 4 units of Skeleton Warriors, a unit of Tomb Guard with Halberds, 3 units of Skeleton Spearmen, and then we also have a Hydra Titan and a Sphinx of Ushkep Necro Sphinx. And for our Lord, we do have the one and only Arkan the Black, and he has got, stop moving him, and he has got the Tomb Blade of Arkan, Staff of Nagash, Liber Mortis, Fate of Buna, Spirit Leech, My Will Be Done, the Curse, and Life Leeching. So, I mean, looking at this, I'm just going to say GG to Tomb Kings. It looks like we're going to an ace match. But, nah, seriously though, there's 3 Grail Knights. There's more than enough maybe to deal with them. But yeah, it looks like the Chosen of the Gods going to start picking at that Knights Errant straight away. And it's going to miss every single shot to begin with. So, off to a great start for the Tomb Kings there. But it looks like Daman is moving back, trying to use a bit of the hill here. But Crusader actually using the hill very much to his advantage here to cover his cavalry.
going to make sure that they're on the downhill section of it on the other side, so that they don't really take much fire. But the Grail Knights as well, they're going to become the target very soon if they're not careful. But the archers here taking most of the damage to begin with. I think fire archers would have probably been the better option than normal peasant bows, but we'll see. So there's the shots coming in on those Knights Errant once again, and just crashing into the ground after massively missing their target. But we'll see whether these polearms will be able to deal with all this infantry, because they do have obviously Knights Errant to help them, but it's not really going to be a great fight for them. Obviously only having 4 infantry units, but we'll see how that goes. If if they can get rid of the halberd or some of the spears, then this cavalry can really be used to proper effect. But until then, these Grail Knights are going to be at a rather big disadvantage. The Bretonnians just seem under-equipped for everything right now, but let's see where these first shots fall into. I'm going to continue to hit the Chosen of the Gods, which is a little bit questionable at this point. Obviously they have 110 armor, so it's not really going to do too much. This Grail Knight actually took quite a lot of damage from that volley, losing 4 models, and then on top of that also taking quite a lot of health damage. But the shots now raining in onto the Toongar with halberds, and the cavalry being charged in here, but is going to pull out at the last second and let the other Knights Errant come in the flank. And as you can see here, the Grail Knights charging in the rear of these spearmen, but they were already facing the other way and braced. So there's the Fate of Buna as well, coming down on top of those Grail Knights, also being chased by the Sphinx of Ushkep as well. So we'll see how that goes. But the archers are now focusing their fire on these spearmen while they have their backs turned. But the Sphinx is going to run straight into those men at arms with polearms with no fear whatsoever, and start doing as much damage as he can to them. There's a Spirit Leech on top as well, trying to get rid of that Grail Knight as quick as he can, and even committing a Spirit Leech on top. But there's the regrowth. That is going to heal them up rather nicely now after taking all of that Winds of Magic. And that's an overcast as well, so that's going to give some nice physical resistance on top. But looks like the Grail Knights are charging in now, trying to help out these men at arms with polearms and keep back these units. But there's like no damage being done between these two units that are fighting each other. Like, they've been fighting each other the whole time, and they're both so low damage units. They just don't hit each other. But the Grail Knights coming in and out right now, going to be cycling and trying to do as much damage as they can. The halberds though starting to really take some damage from the combination of rear charges and peasant bowmen. But there's the Ushabti summon, and I can only imagine it's going to come down here sometime soon if he does decide to use it. But we'll see what happens. The Necrotect in the front lines as well, and there's the Fate of Buna once again, and just absolutely tearing apart these Grail Knights here, and it's just not working out too well for them at all. Although the polearm fairly decently in these engagements, so maybe not the worst choice. There's the Spirit Leech as the unit retreats, just to make sure it does end up routing off. And losing the Grail Knights this early is not great. I mean, you really need them to deal with the Hyra Titan and the Sphinx, but obviously Ark and the Black's Toonblade just really wrecking things up right now. And it looks like Daman is probably going to come out on top here. There's the Ushabti summon as well, on top of the polearms, which is kind of questionable. But we'll see what happens now. The Knights Errant continuing to cycle in and out of this back line, and trying to do what they can. There goes one of the spearmen as well. And the Bretonnians are actually not looking too bad right now. If they can heal some of these Grail Knights back up, then there's every possibility that they can actually take this. but they do need to get rid of all these infantries to allow that, and that is what Crusader does seem to be working on right now, which is a good plan to do. But as you can see here, though, all the cavalry there just instantly being terrified by the Necrosphinx, with the Tombblade of Arkan coming out as well, which is just going to keep all these units fully healed. And yeah, there's just nothing that can really stand up against against this Tombblade, and it's absolutely crazy. But as you can see, the shots raining in from the Peasant Bowmen. They're almost out of ammunition, and there's nothing for them to really shoot at anymore. In fact, probably most of their shots now are actually killing their own guys, because they're shooting at single entities and low model count units, so probably not doing themselves the world of good here. But there's still a Grail Knight on the field, so still a little bit of hope. Still a little bit of hope, but for the most part, it looks like these Bretonnians are going to be beaten here, and it does look. Shem's Burning Gaze coming in there, going to kill a model or two off of them Grail Knights, but yeah, at this point it is pretty much a mop-up job. The Necrosphinx has shattered, and there's the balance of power bar, and that is game number 4 going through to Daman. So we are going to go to an ace match, and for this one, because we know there's a admin, because that's me. Okay guys, let's do blind picks and bands for ace. So this has been very to and fro, the series. Crusader, then Daman, then Crusader again, and now Daman again. It's been a player of Crusaders. Yeah, he, maybe he thought it was possible, but yeah, it was just not going to happen, unfortunately. Could always knock them out of Blob Isolate, but needs some luck to do it. Yeah, seriously hate Tomb Kings. We'll sell a ton of this. At least the knights are dead, so they can't come back and kill the peasants and the families for punishment. Yeah. So we'll get them to PM me the bands. Let's get the music going, and I'll do the betting too. Everyone bet on Daman then. Everyone who bet put one on Daman. So let's have a look. Time Guys, Shivenke, and Nafam. Good job there, guys. Winning yourself some more meme coins. 20k points to 0 in 5 minutes. I think you've been the top meme coin earner as well with that amount of meme coins, do. So unlucky man. But yeah. So into the final match here, guys, and. So it looks like Crusader here is going to ban the vampires. So just waiting for Daman's pick and ban, and then we'll see. I like Tomb Cake, but I dislike Tombblade. Yeah, I've forgotten. I forgot that BloodForTheBloodGod doesn't actually have the Tombblade ban in the rules. I just most of it I just copied and pasted, so I'll make sure that's in for the next BloodForTheBloodGod. That you can't take Tombblade with more than what? I'll just put the league in there, the league rule in there about it. Damn, getting easily confused. Since healing the infantry is not a big deal. It's like old Earthblood. It didn't heal us. It didn't heal the single target so much. It'll be fine. Yeah, I mean, if they nerf it and make it so like an Earthblood where it heals everything, but it's not so much single targets, it would be an issue. But it does just make the what's the word I'm looking for? The single entity is just way too strong. They're not terribly dependent on it, Romulan, but it just makes them so strong that that it's like that. But yeah, it works the same as Invocation of the Head Gobbo. That is pretty valid total debuff. They can take like 120 from unit. Yeah, that's a very valid build, Zivo. We've seen that a few times. The debuff builds come out from the Tomb Kings, like the Ushkep's Incantation of Desiccation. The archers with support, that kind of thing. They're really good. They do work, but it's just with Tombblade the way it is right now, it's just way too easy to take 2 or 3 monsters and then just keep them alive the whole time, even against halberds and stuff. Hyro's 10k HP synergy with it is just absurd. Yeah, like you put Hyro Titan in with 10k health, it heals like 25% of its health on one Tombblade most of the time. Yeah, Tomb Kings do have other strats, but just the way it works at the moment, it's player's first choice unless it's restricted, which obviously in quick battle it isn't. So I'm pretty sure in quick battle you probably only ever see Tomb Kings with that. That's why I said they're not dependent. Just Tomb. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I completely agree with that, Romulan. It is just broken. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Mixer. Mixer hits the nail on the head. They're good without Arkan or Tombblade or both of them together, but it's just too easy, and people just take it. Hyro Titans with magic buff synergize well with Fate of Yuna and Spirit Leech as well. Yeah, exactly. It's just a Hyro Titan with Tombblade is just insane. It's just crazy. Still viable, just not OP like Tombblade. Yeah, I think if they come in and they nerf it, all's fair. Like whether they just do a mass nerf on the entire healing it does or whatever. But right now the healing does just seem insane. Or make it so it doesn't heal constructs like Gobbo said.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. I just realised I've got to turn the music on. Sorry about that, guys. Just make it heal for far less than single targets. That way Arkan also heals himself for less. Then it's balanced since he cares. Yeah, because sometimes like that tomb bait can really be the difference between a loss and a win. When it comes to the end of the match, like I've seen matches where like it's almost been a dead cert that Arkan will die and that'll be the end of that, and then Arkan pops Tomb Blade is like half health again and just kills whoever is attacking him. Luckily the Hyrule Titan that's good melee stats and goes down easy in combat. Yeah, if he's on his own. So yeah. I was gonna say Chaos has already been banned. So it looks like Daman's going to be Chaos here, but he chose a ban that he's already done. He tried to ban them as well, but he used that ban last match, so he'll have to pick a different faction. Hyrule Titan's doing that easily. What are you smoking? Yeah, you know they're not an easy thing to take out at all, unless you can get it on its own with like 2 anti-large units on it. But yeah, the bad melee stats. He's going to be taking continents for 5 minutes and then die. But yeah, they just have that. They're like out of the single entity monsters. The Hyrule Titans are like the Vlad of single entity monsters. You know, they got so much HP and they just never die. So Daman's going to ban the Beastman and stick with Chaos, and then we'll see what Crusader's going to pick. Crusader did ban out the Vampire count, so we'll see what he brings. We might even see a Chaos versus Widows if he decides to go for it. What I'll do is I'll start the betting now as well, guys, for you guys. So we are in the ace game now, guys, so final match of the day. Really need a smiley to make the irony real. 1v1 the bad, yeah. Hyrule Titans are like true giants, and Giant is his brother that never went to the gym. It's always Tactic Spears or Arkan. Attack Spears or Arkan, yeah. Yeah, look, there's the Wood Elf, I called it, guys. So our final match of the day here is going to be Chaos versus Wood Elves. So get your bets in. If you think Daman and Chaos is going to win, option 0 is your bet. If you think Wood Elves and Crusader is going to win the tournament today, option number 1. Then 44% resistant healing. Fun. Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm just going to heal, but while I heal, I'm just going to drop the debuff and kill your best unit with a favourite unit as well. If that's okay. Yeah, okay. Oh, if you want to do the bet in Nick Curtin, you do it like they've done it. So option 1 or 0. You can see how many meme coins you have to bet as well by exclamation mark meme. If you want to put a bet down, Nick. Thank you very much for the follow there, Nick. Very much appreciate it. Welcome to the club, man. How are you today? But yeah, if you want to do the bet, it's like this. So you put the exclamation mark bet as the command, then you put a space and you put 1 or 0. You put 1 or 0 for the whichever one you want to bet on, and then you put the amount of meme coins you want to spend is the last number. That's how you do the betting. If you want to do one, Nick. The AOE 44% resistance pretty much only counted by Flaming Sword of Ruin. Yeah, pretty much. But that's only because Flaming Sword of Ruin is magic damage. Yeah, if you want more meme coins to play with, hit that follow button. That'll get you about 200 extra meme coins. You also get extra meme coins for subbing and cheering. So if you do want to do some betting and gain some more in-channel currency, then that's your way to do it without just chilling it. Obviously, you do get 4 meme coins every 10 minutes anyway, just for being here. So you're under no obligation to do anything to get meme coins if you do not wish. I hope the next DLC is for my rats and den lizards and my warp lightnings and fiends. Yeah, of course you said that, Romulan. The Skaven and Elizabeth Main want in DLC based on his factions. Who the fucking thought of it? Oh, you do make me laugh, Romulan. So here we go, guys. Both players are ready to get into this ace match on this final. So let's see who will be today's Blood for the Blood God number 6 Total War champion. So here we go, guys. It is going to be multiplayer peak pass. I didn't usually see this map too often, so it was a nice one to add in to the pool. And it's fairly even with some nice hills on the flanks for some strategy and light thinking. But here we go, guys. On to the wow, this is so typical. Onto the Wood Elves here, and we do have we do have Crusader today, and he has brought us 4 units of Wild Riders, 2 units of Sisters of the Thorn, 1 unit of Eternal Guard, rank 4. 2 units of Hawk Riders, and then he has a Spell Singer of Life with the Power Stone, Earth Blood, Life Bloom, and Blessing of the Ancients. And then for our Lord, we do have a Glade Lord, not a Glady, sorry, with Foe Seeker, Dragon Breath, Banner of the Hunter King, and Call of the Woods. Side here though, we do have the Chaos. And today, Daman is playing them on this side, and he has got 5 units of Chaos. Oh no, sorry, 4 units of Chaos Marauders, 4 units of Chosen, 1 unit, 2, 3, 4. So 4 units of Chaos Warhounds, only 1 of them with poison. Looks like 4 units of Marauder Horsemen, a unit of Aspiring Champions, and then for his Lord, he does have Sarthoriel the Everwatcher with Plague of Rust and Searing Doom. No final transmutation here, so we'll see how that one goes. Look at Chosen. Don't they look so badass? Like their armor, like even though it's, I mean technically it probably should be black, but for the most part, obviously depending on what section they're from, but they are supposed to be Chaos Undivided, so
should be black, but you know, who cares? They look fucking badass. That can't use that blade build. I hate the skirmish builds. With the last battle, Cav Micro, I think the Wild Riders will dominate here. Well, it's my birthday. I deserve all the Skaven and Lizards I want. It's your birthday today, Romulan, or it's your birthday, or it's your birthday when the next DLC comes out. Maybe I'll write a really bad review like I did for like I did on Steam for Friends of Britannia. Well, if any of you guys are interested in that, because I know a couple of you did ask as well, just while we get into the game, this is the link for the review I wrote on Steam for Thrones of Britannia. If you guys want to check it out, if you're undecided on buying it, then I'd definitely recommend reading that before you do. So as you see here, the Wood Elves just trying to close down the distance, but as you can see, Daman playing it kind of safe here. Going to be trying to take the trees and the hill here, which is obviously going to affect that skirmish build quite a lot, actually. Daman reading into it very well, though. You know, I'd really take it for the Chaos to win this, for the most part. I think Daman's read this perfectly. I think he thought this build was coming, and that's why he's taken just so much infantry. But he's also got the Marauder Horsemen to help deal with them. So I like this build from Daman. I'm fairly confident in it. Oh yeah, your troops are rallying. There's a massive icon so you know which one it is. Like, it's not like you can just look at the unit card down here. But yeah, as you can see though, some skirmish fire being exchanged here, one from the Sisters of the Thorn and the Marauder Horsemen into the Hawk Riders. So just trying to do some chip damage to those Chaos Marauders. Obviously very low, even though they do have a bronze shield, they still only have 15 armor, so they do not take it very well when you throw some javelins or shoot some arrows their direction. But looks like the Glade Lord is going to try and get some shots off on Sarthorial, but the Marauder Horsemen going to be microed to try and screen him out. As you can see though, the Hawk Riders coming in from behind, probably trying to get an angle onto these Chosen, which they pretty much have right now actually, and that's where you want to be shooting those Hawk Riders. But they're actually going to take out the Doggos instead. Okay, interesting micro choice. The Doggos are obviously going to be a problem for the Wild Riders, but I think the Chosen will probably end up being more, but we'll see. But as you can see though, the Wild Riders being brought forward now, looking to get some kind of engagement where they can cycle charge in and out. But they do need to be wary. 4 units of Chaos Warhounds is nothing to scoff at when you're Wild Riders. They will pin you down and tie you down, and you know, you do need to be careful of that when you're playing this kind of build Crusader is. But very nice read from Daman there, seeing that he's probably going to need them and guessing right here. And they do enough. They have enough scare tactics as such with them in catching that cavalry that they do act as a very nice screening unit for them. Chaos RR was dope. Yeah, Chaos RR was just crazy. Yeah, as you can see here, Daman just trying to make sure that these units can't get close to him, and trying to ensure that there's the least amount of damage done to him while inflicting as much as the skirmishing as he can. He's doing a rather good job of it right now. The Wild Riders being forced to stay back until this very moment where they're going to get a nice downhill charge actually, but everything is running forward into them. There's the dragon coming down though to provide some support, and a Searing Doom going to come down, but it's actually going to miss a majority of that unit and actually do more damage to himself there. So not the best engagement whatsoever. One of the Doggos already running as well, and the Wild Riders did come in the back as well with the help of the Sisters of the Thorn here, and they're just really tearing this up. as you can see, quite a bit of damage done to them, but they managed to get quite a lot done in return. The dragon is pinned down though, and this is not a great position to be in. You do not want to be pinned in by Chosen. Even though they're not anti-large, they will start doing work. And as you can see though, the Hawk Rider is being sent in as an armor piercing unit. They do armor piercing melee damage, so they are a pretty decent unit. But as you can see, these Wild Riders routing about 5 units from this repeated cycle charging and engagements. And the more Daman blobs up here, the worse it's going to get for him, because these charges are going to hit so many more units. And if Crusader decides to use a breath here, that's like 4 units going to get damaged, and he needs to be careful of that. But as you can see, the Wild Rider's coming out almost unharmed near enough. The Spellslinger of Life really putting in work with those heals. But as you can see, the Spellslinger of Life going to charge down at those Marauder Horsemen and try and make sure they get killed off by the Hawk Riders, and same for the Doggos as well. But most of the units here are trying to come down on them, and we'll see how that goes. But Crusader doing a good job here, making sure to chase down and separate units out here for his Wild Riders to take advantage of. But the looks like Sartorial has caught the Spellslinger, and it could be a bit of an awkward spot for her to get out of. But it looks like if she turns around, she should be perfectly fine. Yeah, just a lot of damage coming down. Even the Chosen aren't looking too good. And if I was him, I'd just breath this unit right here. And oh, that's what he did. Oh my days, what a breath. That just took out about 3 units to half health. Very, very nice breath indeed. And the Spellslinger of Life is gonna be terrified here, which is gonna actually let her get away from this engagement. And Daman is just being pulled left, right, and any which way from this assault. And as you can see over there as well in the distance on the left, you can see the Wild Riders chasing down those Marauder Horsemen, and the Spearmen here, the ranked up Spearmen actually going to take on a Chosen here. I'm not worried about the possible consequences. Yeah, as you can see, there's the Plague Arrest on the Spellslinger of Life, who only has about 20 or 30 armor anyway, so a bit of a waste of Winds of Magic there. But this Cavalry Micro has just been absolutely incredible from Crusader, obviously just showing how skilled he really is. And Sartorial's trying to get to the Sisters of the Thorn, but they are going to be able to get away from him. That Plague Arrest is lasting forever. And there's another Foe Seeker pot. And look how far away Sartorial is. And I think Daman just noticed now that he's rather far away for this engagement. But he is gonna notice that and pull back. Daman pulling into the trees, but I think Daman kind of forgets that Wood Elves don't suffer any problems in the trees. They actually get buffed by it. So maybe a bit of a... Oh, there's a Searing Doom coming down, and oh, there's a fairly decent amount of damage as well. Killed a few models too. Dragon Breath as well on the Chosen here, doing quite a bit of damage. And as you can see, one of the Chosen here getting picked out from the rest, and is going to get charged by these units. But the Eagles, I was going to say looking to throw more spears, but they're actually out of ammo here. In the back as well here, the Sisters of the Thorn have picked off 2 of the Chaos Marauders here, and managed to wither them Chaos Forces lines even further right now. Sartorial once again is pinned down here. A nice Searing Doom. That's going to get a lot of units, and that could really change the battle here, unless there's an Earthblood to come out. But yeah, nice play from Daman there, using the enticement of catching Sartorial to lure 2 or 3 units into a Searing Doom. But yeah, Daman taking up a very defensive position right now, and don't really blame him. He's got a lot of work to do and not much to do it with. And what I mean, the Allied troop count in the time that the Wood Elves have lost 100 men, well, 90 men. Yeah, 88 men. The Wood Elves have lost, and they've killed over 400. But the Wild Riders here kind of being forgotten about. But that was a nice breath onto those Chosen. One of them is going to route from Terror, but he will return. And the Spellslinger of Life and the Sisters of the Thorn coming in here to try and do some damage. But I can imagine there's going to be a nice Mark of Anra here and a Shield of Thorns coming in. But there is also a Plague of Respite down, but several of these units have just instantly fled. And all that's left is 2 units of Chosen and Sartorial. And an Aspiring Champion here. So not really too much left. And looks like the Wood Elves are going all in now. Most of these units are terrified and or dying. But there's going to be a Searing Doom once again coming from those skies. And going to do a fair amount of damage. But the Wood Elves are beginning to take it. Sartorial no match for this dragon. And especially not with a Shield of Thorns on it. And all these units are routing. And Daman is going to lose. And Crusader is going to come away with the tournament victory here. And is today's winner in this 3-2 matchup for a final. All 5 games today, guys, on this incredible final. And as you can see, the Wild Riders with the Sisters of the Thorn just absolutely wrecking everything. The Dragon as well, 149. Just nothing that Daman could do about it. Just completely and utterly outplayed. Very, very nice micro from Crusader. But well done, Daman. Obviously, getting to the final is no mean feat, and taking it to the wire as well. So, very well played.